Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the bay.
Imagine a police officer pretending to be a high-end drug dealer to infiltrate the Crips and catch a drug lord. It sounds like a Hollywood screenplay, but...
Yeah, he caught me asleep in the chair, man. Hit me across the head with the gun.
Excuse me, but this is in Fort Worth. In Fort Worth, pardon me, East Fort Worth neighborhood. A very organized, hierarchical gang organization that ran that, and
Nigga playing my brother like that? Nah, the police shot it. I say, dang. So I turn around, I go straight to the hospital. When I get to the hospital, it's like a real somber moment. It's quiet, everybody's standing around. You know what I'm saying? I jump out the car, I walk over. As soon as I get to the door, the laws, Kevin, we can't let you in. We can't let you in, Kevin. I'm like, what you, Kevin? How you loud? Get out of my face, man. My brother, you know what I'm saying? And then one of the little homies, I think it was Pooh Bunny Rabbit. He say, cause he dead. I say, huh? He said, yeah, he dead. So then it messed me up so much. First thing I thought was where my TJ on that. You know what I'm saying? So by that time I heard him bringing my mama out. My mama crying. You know what I'm saying? Me not knowing at this time that my mama watched the police shoot my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, I'm not knowing this. So Mama, you all right? I'm all right. I go through the motions with her, and they take her downtown and make a statement. And then I finally, after that, I gathered and got all the intel about the situation that I could get. So yeah, that was the turning point and the starting point of my crypto.
Hey, what's up, Tegan? Say, man, I just got attacked by Kelvin Spencer asleep in the barber chair. Hit me upside the head with a gun. No bullshit, I'm on my way to the hospital now. I'm on my way to the hospital right now. I'm in the ambulance right now. PD. Yeah, he caught me asleep in the chair, man. Hit me across the head with the gun. I called him a snitch when Twisted Black came home.
Hey, Chinway, this hair.
Yeah, he mad for snitching and me calling him a snitch. You know, won't nobody publicly call him a snitch but me.
You want me to tell dispatch? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's mad about me publicly shaming him.
They're gonna say you go to dispatch too.
Yeah, part of the extraordinary part of the story is that this was a Fort Worth-based Crip set that had connections to South Central LA. They were actually
Crips is the
Crips, yes, ma'am.
gang of thugs.
Pretty widespread, and they had there were derivatives from people that lived in South Central LA. They had connections out there. Were actually sending people back 2, 3, 4 at a time. Would stay out there for a few weeks and come back up and set up shop. Basically, to set up a drug operation in this particular instance is what I utilized in order to get in. I had been working narcotics for a long time. This became a really primary goal for me. I just approached the folks on the street as if I was a high-end dealer that just had my source busted by the feds, and I was trying to get back into the game and try to reach somebody that had some powdered cocaine So you start on the low level where they're dealing the crack and everything else, and tell them,
And
look,
work
I'm
your
looking
way
for your
up.
sources. Ultimately. It was fairly instantaneous. Once I collected the evidence against the kingpin, the U.S. attorney pretty much said, hey, this is how many cases we're going to take. I had 51 arrests, warrants, 41 of them went federal, and the U.S. attorney was, to take 41 cases to trial is fairly extraordinary already. So he pretty much drew the line for me, and we set up 200 plus law enforcement personnel and did massive raids all over the city, and I just came out.
Now, just a few months ago, in a barbershop way down in Texas, a backsmack would occur that would be heard all across the internet. And the backstory to that backsmack, you ask? Y'all gonna have to pull up on me and the G's in East Fort Worth so we could run through it. Hey, it's Shay's Popalot. Salute the almighty mob. I already told y'all where we at. And in this neighborhood, you either a hustler or a customer. Before I go any further, shout out to Solids in Fort Worth. I did a video a while back, and I possibly, accidentally said Dallas instead of Fort Worth, and they was at me with the shit, boy. We know how heavy y'all are on that side shit, and we ain't on no smoke. Now, just about a month ago, a few days before a lot of people would go on to celebrate Christmas, the internet would find themselves with mixed feelings when a person that can only really be described in my eyes right now as the internet's biggest troll would get, and I'm going to do this multiple choice so I can see exactly how y'all feel about the situation. A, assaulted. B, checked. C, got what they deserved. Or D, all of the above. However you choose to look at it, the seeds of that situation would be planted in the East Fort Worth neighborhood that would go on to be described as an impenetrable narcotics hub or a place described as a haven for drug activity that would be known as the Fishbowl. Now, I do want to add that people that would eventually be indicted in an operation that would bear the neighborhood's name, they would claim that it was never referred to as that. Law enforcement would explain the geographical structure of the neighborhood to explain the name, also explaining why it was believed to be impenetrable, with it being a one-way in, one-way out situation, deeming that traditional police tactics like police raids or buy and busts were not effective in this specific neighborhood. Now, one person caught up in the middle of the operation to bring down this neighborhood is also allegedly the person said to be responsible for that backsmack in that barbershop in Texas, as well as the person that we're covering today, a guy by the name of Kevin Spencer. Now, what makes this case that was spawned 2 books that I know of, one by Kevin Spencer himself, titled The Kevin Spencer Story, What Really Happened in Operation Fishbowl, different with the other book being written by the undercover white detective that is said to bring the entire operation down, with what he said was 51 people being arrested, with 41 of those arrests being federal. Now, to do my best to make a long story short, the case would surround a conspiracy that they allege occurred in Fort Worth from 2004 to 2006, with court records stating that the conspiracy revolved around a drug operation ran by 2 brothers, Detroit and Daryl Hines, as well as another individual, Michael Lewis, who pretty much seemed like he was the initial target of the operation. Besides being painted as high-level drug dealers, they will also be described as members of the 5 Deuce Crips, 4 Trade Crips, as well as a subset of the 4 Deuce Crips known as the Pollywood Crips. But that's no surprise if you know Fort Worth, because it's a lot of banging going on. Or if you might have seen the episode we did on Twisted Black, or even the episode I did on Dorsey Brandon, when we talk about LA gangs migrating to cities in the Midwest, with Fort Worth being by far immune to it. Now, the Fort Worth Police Department would initially start their investigation into the Fishbowl with the help of a former drug dealer turned confidential informant by the name of Michael Nunley. And it would be Michael Nunley that would take a white officer who at the time had been with the police department about 8 or 9 years and was even featured on a nationally televised episode of Cops patrolling the city, Tegan Broadwater. And what would start with him finding a way to middleman $100 crack purchase would end up with the people involved in the case being sentenced to more than 600 years collectively. And when I talk about those, I can't even say football numbers. Those are almost like video game numbers. I'm sure you thinking BMF or Pablo Escobar type loads. But during the federal search warrant, they would only find $15,000 in cash, 200 grams of crack cocaine, 40 grams of heroin, and 15 pounds of marijuana, with 25 firearms. But take into account, that is Texas. And with that many defendants in the case, the sentences ranged anywhere from life, which the 27-year-old at the time Detroit Hines would end up receiving, down to 2 years, which I seen some people in the case receive. Now, I did explain that the seeds of that backsmack would be planted during Operation Fishbowl, but it really wouldn't grow out the ground until videos would start to surface online attaching allegations of being a snitch to Kevin Spencer. A couple months ago, Kevin Spencer would sit down for an in-depth interview with Real Tune TV where he would describe even the snitch allegations that I would recommend that y'all check out if you want to go more in depth about the situation, as the interview was done months prior, before the altercation at the barbershop. And it would be in that very same interview where Kevin Spencer would explain that how it wasn't LA gangbangers that brought him to Crippen, but it would be the death of his brother at the hands of the police department. Now, I won't spoil the interview if y'all decide to go check it out, but as far as the snitch allegations, let's just say that he took a Alpo stance on it. Y'all hit that red bell and subscribe button and get in the comment box and let me know y'all take on that specific situation. With my only take being, it's a disgusting world when somebody fashions themselves as a snitch, calls somebody else a snitch. But y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know what cities we need to go to, what stories we need to tell, what we missed, what we got wrong, all of that. Y'all make sure y'all hit me directly. Instagram, POP_A_LOT. And until we pop back out, it's Popalot. Salute the almighty mob.